Good evening. Tonight I'm going to be making a turkey stock from scratch. I have a whole turkey that I just got done cooking. I carved everything off, but I put the legs, the wings, the carcass, and the neck in here. And that's all. You just cover it with water. Don't fill it to the top of the pan, because if you do, it's going to make a mess. Into that, I'm going to put my celery, which is probably about 5 stalks of celery. And then I'm going to put 5 or 6 carrots in. I leave the skin on the carrots. Do not take the skin off, because that's where all your flavor is. And then I'm going to take 2 onions. Gonna cut those in half. Leave the skins on those also. That's where all your flavor is. And pop those in right on top of the carcass. Then you're gonna put in about 2 tablespoons of kosher salt. 1, 2. And then I'm going to put in about 2 tablespoons of black peppercorns. 1 and 2. You're going to bring this to a boil, put the lid on it, and then turn it down to low and cook it for 2.5 hours until you're ready to strain it. Okay, I'm back. The soup's been cooking 2.5 hours to 3 hours. I've taken all the meat out, and I put that in bowls to cool down so I can take the meat off to put into the soup broth when it's done. I'm going to take this over to the sink, and I have a strainer, and I have a huge container that I put the broth in. And I like to just strain all this out, because you're going to let this sit overnight in the refrigerator with the cover jar so it doesn't go sour on you. And you're also, tomorrow, whenever you're ready to heat it up, you can take the meat off the bones, chop that up in there, and then you can put in fresh carrots and fresh celery and rice or orzo, or just eat it as a vegetable soup. It's great. It's really good. This is going to give you quite a bit of soup. I'm just going to want to finish straining the rest of this so it can cool down before I put it in the fridge. Real easy to make. Good way to use the carcass instead of throwing it out, and it makes great soup. And I freeze a lot of it for my husband's lunches. Have a good night. See you next week.